There were expats saying that we were wasting our time, we were being too frugal because it's already cheap. Remember that? I mean, they were just like, what are you wasting your time being frugal when it's already cheap? And that's exactly the type of attitude you get, and it doesn't mesh with the study that I recently ran into, where more people are retiring early abroad, even if it means less money, because they have, I think it's because people are figuring out, look, ever since 2020, there are no guarantees in life, and a lot more people are figuring that out than ever before.
What is that?
Well, it's my attempt at getting into fishing. I'll tell you, the worms here are darker than this, so I don't know if we'll be able to fool the fish or not. We'll see what happens.
See, there's birds out here.
But that's tight. There's a fish on it.
I think he's catching a fish. Are you catching a fish? Oh my goodness, it's a branch. We caught a branch.
I don't know, I've been abroad almost a dozen years, and I've read a study that said that more and more expats are now retiring early abroad sooner, even if it means doing it with less money. Now that's significant because, you know, there's a lot of promotion designed to pull, you know, the semi-wealthy, but there's more and more people going abroad that want the benefits of being abroad, like what we do, which incidentally, somebody said in the comments, because I said I like to fish on the beach, and we go abroad to design our life, lifestyle design, and this is exemplary. This is how we do things, how some people do things. It's like, okay, all right, look, you know, I'm not advocating being a big spender here, but I had like an expensive lure on my fishing rod, and I'm new to fishing, and that's all I knew. Somebody in the comments said to just fish with the sandworms. I didn't even know you could get sandworms. I come down here, I was down here a couple weeks ago, and I couldn't get any bites with my big expensive $8 to $10 lure, but this guy here, this local, he's got sandworms, sandworms, and he's got like 4 fish already. So point being, you can throw money at stuff sometimes and it doesn't necessarily produce the results. You see what I'm saying? You know, throwing money at stuff isn't necessarily going to give you, you know, the lifestyle. And if it means staying on a treadmill longer, you know, or submitting to the delayed life plan because we think we have to throw more money at stuff, well, I'm here to tell you, and we're a perfect example of why that's just not necessary. And it's like we were strolling around and we stopped at a thrift store. I don't know if some of you remember, we picked up a pair of shoes. They were brand name Reeboks. And I was lamenting how, you know, how price gougy the price was, $6 for, hold on a minute, these shoes had holes in them. They had holes in them. They're shoes with holes. They're no good. You can't wear them. You can't do anything with them.
I'll put them in the
You
video.
can spray paint them with clear coat and make them shiny, put them on your fireplace mantle and look at them and say, gee, look at my nice pair of, you know, like people have knickknacks, you know, do-it-yourself knickknack. But no, somebody was like, well, you're just being cheap, you're not being frugal. Are you sure about that? Are you sure about that? Because it's like, for example, when we first went abroad, right, when we first landed in Cuenca, Ecuador, there were expats saying that we were wasting our time, we were being too frugal because it's already cheap. Remember that? I mean, they were just like, what are you wasting your time being frugal when it's already cheap? And that's exactly the type of attitude you get, and it doesn't mesh with the study that I recently ran into, where more people are retiring early abroad, even if it means less money, because they have, I think it's because people are figuring out, look, ever since 2020, there are no guarantees in life, and a lot more people are figuring that out than ever before. Before, people were just like status quo, ho-hum, well, you know, I'm gonna do my thing, and you know, in 20 years, and along come Frank and Angie, this was 12 years ago, and go, no, that's wrong. You could do it now. You just have to be smart frugal. You know, people are just like, what are those letters? Z, 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 Z. Sleep.
Sleeping.
You know, sleep. Smart frugal. Yeah, right. You know, maybe in 10 years. And, but no, 2020 has changed it. For a lot of people, it has opened their eyes. And smart frugal can give you the life you want abroad. And I'm gonna go get, which, did I mention the guy here? He's doing it with, he's got his wife or partner with him, and she's digging for worms, and he's just using hooks, and he's got way more fish than I had. I had 0, so that's not hard to do. But then I said, yeah, but how long have you been here? And he's like, man, I just got here half an hour ago. It's a local guy, and I'm like, no. You know? I said, well, it's because you got 2 poles. Always looking for a reason, you know, it's like those expats. Oh, you're being smart frugal, you're wasting your time, it's already cheap. Oh, you've been down here with 2 poles, that's why. No, he said even with 1 pole. Oh, you've been down here half a day. No, I just got here. So you just got to be a possibility thinker and realize that you can make it happen. And you're right. If you're part of that statistic of people that is waking up and saying, you know what, we're sitting around here assuming that we're gonna just keep doing the piling up the stack to reach a certain number, well, you know, so now I know what to do, because I'm, you know, sitting here hands-on watching, and I asked him if I could watch him, the local guy that's fishing, can I watch? And he showed me how he's doing it and everything, and so I got hands-on input from someone that's catching the fish very economically, and it's amazing. I mean, it's just completely, you know, exemplary of the discussion that you could be bankrupt in Mexico and still catch fish. Is that the moral of this video? No, no, that's not it. But it could be. It could be. So let me show you the shoes I got. My wonderful wife of my youth. I got these amazing Reeboks. Now those Reeboks that we looked at, I started talking about, had holes in them that were $6 that I was lamenting way too much, and somebody called me cheap instead of smart frugal. I'm going to show you what I got for $7.50, and here they are. So these are the $7.50 deal we just got on Reeboks. Good condition, excellent condition actually. And now you can see why, as someone that understands value, I didn't think that buying shoes with holes in them was anything to actually be doing. Did I mention these are $60 to $70 pairs of Reeboks new. I also have a pair of Nikes I bought for myself. These are for Angie, and I found myself a pair of Nikes for $10. Nice looking Nikes. So she's got Reeboks, I got Nikes. Now I was in Panama City and I bought some brand new Nikes for $90, and this is how people with smaller means can, you know, a lot of people want to be retiring early and travel the world and do these different things now earlier and earlier, and which means doing it with less money than they had originally planned. Well, this is part of that conversation, but it doesn't mean being deprived. It doesn't mean going without or having, we call it smart frugal. It's not the typical frugal person that says, no, I'm not going to do this because I can't. It's possibility thinking. And so, like, I spent $90 on a brand new pair of Nikes in Panama City, Panama, and it's okay because I spent $10 on a pair of Nikes, good condition. And so the average between the two, 90 plus 10 is 100, and between the two of them, the average is $50. So that's how you do it, is that your average is still 50. You get a super good deal on one pair, not so good deal on the other pair. I had to buy them. My shoes were worn out, and I was in Panama City, and that's all I could find there in Panama City. $90 pair of Nikes. So, $50 average, that works just fine for me. Which just goes to show that throwing money at a situation may not necessarily produce. In other words, you can produce the results you want and still be bankrupt, by the way, in Mexico or anywhere else you choose in the world. All right, I hope you got something out of that. Thanks for coming to the channel. Have a wonderful day.